So let's get to cutting our flag. I basically did it freehand. Just wanted to show you, this one's a little bit wider. Then I did a little bit, oh actually this is the one that's wider. I don't really like this one that much. You guys decide if you want it wider or thinner. I like this one the best. But yeah, I just cut it freehand. So let's go ahead and do that. First what I'm going to do is cut the waviness. So I just basically did my little zigzags. I kind of like more zigzag than not. So you can decide on yours. There we go. So I'm just going to leave that piece there kind of as a visual for you. And then I'm going to do the bottom. I'd rather cut, rule of thumb, cut less, and you can keep going in as far as the thickness of your flag, just because if you go up here and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I don't like it, then you have to do this whole thing over. So yeah, just kind of, I start at the bottom. And then you're going to measure it with your card so it doesn't look overpowering. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to show you on the back of this. See how it's hanging over? So there's the visual so far. So now you say, okay, this looks way too big. So what I'm going to do is cut off a row of each, and it doesn't even have to be an exact row. You can cut in the center of a piece, which is probably what I'll end up doing at the end, because I would just want to make sure that I have, visually, I like it. You know, and plus, it's still going to be way too big. And I'm thinking I'm going to cut off another row. And see the visual here? So, let's see. I'm going to, yep, I like it a little bit thinner. And I'm going to cut off probably right, see how I'm, like I said, here's a row, but I'm going to cut right in the center of this row. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be right or wrong. Let's see. Probably going to cut off another row of blue, but I'm just taking a visual. Another visual for you which would be helpful is the flagpole. So let me just put this aside just for 1 second and we'll go back. Here I just cut chocolate chip, and I did a little more than 1/4 of an inch. And then I just took my 1/2 inch circle punch and cut out a circle. That's going to go right there. This might help you as far as, okay, how big is my flagpole compared to my flag and where I want to place it. And I mean, that actually, now that you look at it, on the flagpole, that doesn't look too big, does it? But when I did it by itself, I didn't like it. But I'm thinking I really don't have to cut down more. I could if I wanted, but I think that looks okay. So if you look at the difference, I just have a shorter flag here and a bigger flag there. I mean, it's up to you, whatever look you like. So I think I'm just going to keep it rather than play with it, because then, you know, you play with it too much and all of a sudden I don't like it. So, let's work on, so now I'm not going to glue this down yet. I want to put my celebrate, and I use the seasonal sayings, which will be continued in the next 2013-2014 catalog, which is nice. That's a good one. I like this one. I've used a lot. Haven't used that yet because Halloween. I got it after Halloween. And then this one, I'm not really liking. It's too busy for me, but you know, I've used that too. So I've used them all except for that. It's not my fave. To do my celebrate, let's just kind of cut this over here. I took two markers. Start with your lighter marker, which is the red. Just color halfway. Make sure you color on the side. If you go straight down, you're going to spread the tip of your brush point there. And I'm just coloring half, as a visual, just halfway across the top of my words. Then I'll take the blue. So the reason why you start with the lighter color first is so that I won't get if I were to start with the blue and then did the red and I got blue on my red tip, you'd notice that and become purple, right? So this way here, red, you're not going to really notice on the blue. So if I do get some on there, I'm not worried. And I've done a lot of these cards and I haven't had a problem yet. Okay, so this is just going to go in the bottom. Oops, you don't want it upside down. and I'm crooked. That's okay. Then I'm going to place this, so now I have a visual where I want to place this. And I'm just going to take my two-way glue pen again and travel on down. Just go like that. Make sure before you press, it's actually where you'd like it. Tall enough. All that stuff to fit your flag. See, I like it a little bit lower. Only because I don't want my flag. This part, I like it close to that. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'm going to lay that down. Just going to cut off the excess. So just cut this piece long just so you know where you want to place it. I'm not going to tell you an exact dimension because you might place yours higher, lower. You might have a smaller flag, a bigger flag. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm just going to use my regular adhesive and just attach this. Like so. You can make this into a birthday card. I have a couple of birthdays in July, so I mean you can write celebrate and write in birthday on the inside. I just left a little of the pole showing on the side here. I just thought that looked nicer. Now you can use Stampin' Up's white gel pen. If you don't have that and you have the craft white, that's fine too. All I did, that's what I'm going to use just because sometimes my pen gets clogged. And I took my stylus and I just dipped it and made little dots to simulate the stars. And then your card will be done. I liked this too because it wasn't so bright. It kind of made it as what's like faded, so you're not really looking at dots that pop out at you. You're looking at what you think could be stars. And I just staggered them. I just did I didn't do them straight across. If I did them straight across, it wouldn't give that little wind effect. Like I want this to look like it's blowing in the wind, which I think it does. I actually got this idea from a quilt pattern. So I don't just look at paper site. Oh, look at that, I did that the same. Darn it. Oh well, hopefully no one will notice. I kind of got myself talking here and now I messed up. Put one more here. Yeah, it looks a little odd, but that's okay. I'm not going to fiddle with it. I'm just going to leave it like it is. See how, though, if you do straight across, it doesn't give that little effect of blowing in the wind. But yeah, so I got this idea from a quilt, which I do quilting too. Not so much now that I do my paper crafting, but I like to incorporate different things. So here's your card, and like I said, put happy birthday here. This could be a great mail card. Also, another thing I would probably do, which I don't have my gel pen handy, probably just do a little bit of a little curvature thing there. But I'll do that with my pen. That's when the pen comes in handy. This is not working well. Alright, so thanks for joining me with this, and I hope you can make a Bargello card yourself. I'm going to come up with another idea too, because this is a little intricate. Let's I'm going to do an easier one for you too. Hopefully you'll join in on the technique. Thanks. Bye-bye.